Hello, and thanks for joining us on Movie Night Memories. You must remember this, a podcast that focuses on movies and our favorite memories of them. Each week we discuss the films that are celebrating an anniversary from when they came out in theaters. My name is Sword Alexander, and I'm joined by the inspiration of this podcast, my mom, Tracey.
Good evening.
This week we're talking about movies released between August 3rd and August 9th. We have Summer Rental with the 40th anniversary, Airheads with the 31st anniversary, The Sixth Sense with 26, Freaky Friday with 22, S.W.A.T with 22, Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby at 19, and The Other Guys at 15. This week we decided to see Summer Rental, Airheads, Sixth Sense, and Freaky Friday to get a fresh look and discuss them in more detail.
This all sounds like it's describing me. No, I'm just kidding.
You definitely have a sixth sense for some BS, that's for sure.
That's right.
But first let's talk about the other films. First up is S.W.A.T, released August 8th, 2003. Colin Farrell stars as a skilled SWAT officer that's invited to join a new team that challenges the brass of the LAPD while a dangerous criminal wreaks havoc across the city. This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I remember.
I've watched this. I probably watch the film like every couple of years, but I never get sick of it. This was panned at the box office when it came out. It did okay box office wise, but critically it just did not do very well. And this is considered one of the lower points of Colin Farrell and Samuel L. Jackson's career, which surprises me because this is, to me, it's a dang good movie.
I remember you loved this film. I turned you onto it.
No, and the music's great. The acting is superb. You really get a feel for it. It's got a unique personality. It's something that you don't see very often in movies. That has it knows exactly what it is. It does something. I think it does a great job of what it does, and what it's trying to do as well. It doesn't try to go too far. It doesn't get too unrealistic. It's got a couple of crazy moments, but they still kind of keep it grounded in realism. And it keeps you guessing. They have some great stars. They have Jeremy Renner. Besides Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell, they have LL Cool J, Michelle Rodriguez. They got some big stars here.
That's really starting out.
Yeah, this is really, especially LL Cool J. You don't see him acting that much in films, but the stuff I've seen him in, SWAT's his best work because he really does play it off really well, and it's got tons of personality. All the characters clash. I can go on and on about this movie. I absolutely love it. When did you first get introduced to it?
I think right after it came out, maybe a year after, because I was into Colin Farrell because he played Alexander. So we were watching everything and anything that Colin was in, Roxy and I. So anything we could find him in, we were watching. And
that's how we got the DVD, which is how I got involved in watching it too. And I seriously, if you have never seen this movie, please do so. It's absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and just something I wouldn't expect to like as much as I did. David Ayer I think he wrote this script, and it's one of the only good things he ever did because he did a really great job with it too.
Because I just love Colin. He's a master.
It's got great music too. It's got a great rockin' soundtrack. It's got Linkin Park, Hot Action Cop. It's got tons of great hits in it too. But anyway, let's move on. Next up is Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, released August 4th, 2006, celebrating a 19th anniversary. Will Ferrell stars as Ricky Bobby, a neurotic NASCAR driver who is known for his ego, attitude, and crazy skills on the racetrack.
It's crazy, funny film. My brother Dino loves this film. He's the one that turned me on to it. So it is silly Will Ferrell at his best.
This is definitely one of Will Ferrell's top movies. A lot of people like to turn to Step Brothers as like one of the most memorable films.
I think this is his best.
I think this is his best.
Besides the Ron Burgundy Anchorman.
Yeah, Anchorman's something else too. But when I think of peak Will Ferrell, not just like comedically makes you laugh the most, but when I think of creativity, where he really does a great job poking fun at these people, but in a very loving way because they have a lot of these NASCAR drivers in the movie too. Oh. They can tell it's all in good fun, essentially.
What is it you've been saying every time you mention this?
If you're not first, you're last. If you ain't first, you're last. It's brilliant.
That comes from his daddy.
Yep, it comes from his dad. And his kids, in the movie, his kids were so obnoxious, and they're so spoiled, rotten brats. And he treats them like garbage because they treat him like garbage. It's just a very stereotypical, like Will Ferrell kind of movie.
Oh my god!
So well done. Oh my god! If you've never seen it, go see it. It's coming up on 20 years. It's great. Maybe next year we'll see it again because that's a big milestone. So, all right, we're going to move on to the movies that we actually did see this week. And just a quick warning, we're going to be talking about...
If it ain't first, you're last.
Yes.
I'm sorry about the moves.
That's good. So we're going to be talking about spoilers for these films. So if you always wanted to see Summer Rental, Airheads, The Sixth Sense, and Freaky Friday, go ahead and stop listening to this podcast for a bit. I will say, though, we do recommend all of them, except kind of for Sixth Sense. Go check them out, though, because we give good reviews for them, too. But we're going to be talking about a little bit of spoiler territory. But we're going to be moving on. First up is Summer Rental, released on August 9th, 1985.
40 years.
Directed by Carl Reiner. It was written by Mark Reisman and Jeremy Stevens. An overworked air traffic controller takes his family on a vacation to Florida, experiencing the best and worst the local beach town has to offer while learning to sail. This is starring John Candy.
It's not like salesman, but learning to actually sail on the seas.
Mm-hmm. So, starring John Candy, Karen Austin, Rip Torn, and Richard Crenna are some of the more famous actors that are in this film. I'd never heard of this movie when we were going over the lists. So, what was your first introduction to this film?
I think I'd heard of it, and I think I remember seeing bits and pieces of this film. So I must have seen it, but it just is erased from my memory because it's 40 years old. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoyed it when we watched it together. But I think I remember seeing, it's like in the deep recesses that I'd seen it before. But I think I remember like him getting that bad sunburn. Mm-hmm. But I confuse it because he's got so many vacation movies. If you must know, he's got lots of vacation. Like there's some other vacation movies.
There's The Great Outdoors.
There's
technically Uncle Buck is a vacation for him.
Yeah, it's like there's so many vacation things. Like he's always on a plane, or he's always doing this. He's traveling. There's so many different things that he's some kind of vacation, traveling in a car with a family of some sort or something. He's dealing with kids. So I think I've seen this, but it's been so long ago. But I remember him having a sunburn. And it looks like it's real. It
looks like a real sunburn. It does not look like it's makeup. No. It looks like he just lay down in the sun for 6 hours and just.
And I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he went down there
to do the filming.
He fell asleep. And then so they wrote it in. I think that's what happened.
It's probably what actually happened.
He fell asleep. He got drunk and he fell asleep.
So this movie takes place in what they call Citrus Cove, Florida. But turns out it's a fictional town. It's really it takes place in St. Petersburg.
St. Pete Beach.
Yep. And what I really appreciate about this movie was that it does a really great job showing how rude that locals could be. And I say this
it's not even locals, it's people visiting the snowbirds.
Right. But and I say this as someone in a very respectful sense. I'm a born and raised Floridian. I've been around the block. I know how locals act, and I'm telling you, locals are some of the rudest, most ridiculously minded people on this planet. It boggles my mind how I interact with other locals around here, not just around here, but around Florida too, and they're so inhospitable, and they're so rude, and they're looking at you like you're from Mars. But then other times, of course, it goes the other way around too, where tourists can be really bad. I've been through the ringer on it. But, it really did showcase, because there's the first thing that happens when they get to this beach house is he goes and he waves to the neighbors that are right next to him. It's this 60, 70-year-old couple, and they're looking at him like he's some kind of freak. Because he's waving at him and saying hi and trying to be nice to him, they're looking at him like, ooh, what's this riffraff doing around here? And it just reminded me of some of the people I've used to interact with over the years, as both in hospitality and just, living in Florida in general. It's like, how can you... Usually Florida people are so chill, and they're so nice, and they're so just, they're so cool. Don't worry about it, man. Just live and stuff. And, I found it really funny because they did a great job of showcasing how terrible people can be.
But then there's nice people too.
Right.
There's nice.
It's a nice little juxtaposition, because there are some people who, like, you live in this beautiful paradise, and then you act like you hate living there. And it's funny. I just think it's funny. But there are some great people that are, that they show in the movie too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think a moment that's really great, that really shows the best and worst also of Florida, is when later on, where John Candy leaves to go take care of something, and then somebody thinks, like, see, if it goes into their house because they really have to have their kid use the bathroom, and then people start asking, hey, can I go do this? Can I go do this? And they keep mistaking each other as the homeowners of that house. So then he comes back 15 minutes later, and everybody's using the house for something.
They took over his house.
Yeah.
They took over his rental house.
And they weren't trying to be rude, but at the same time, like, they
just assumed it.
They assumed that, it's okay because, they're the owner or whatever, and they said yes, and it was just a funny little...
No, it was rude. It was rude.
It was rude. But I thought it was kind of like, the guy's making food for everybody, and, you see people are just hanging out and mind their own business, and then he has to kick all of them out.
No, and he had to he was hurt. He was injured. And he had to get his crutch and start slamming it around to tell him to get out of his house. But that's how it is. People will take over your house, especially if you live right on the beach.
Mm-hmm. This movie really reminds you that, even if you got such rude and ridiculous people around you, people who are giving you a hard time, you still got to make the most of it. You still got to do your best to work with them. Because some of the people who claim to be, like, really great and are really respectable members of society treat them like crap. And then you have the people who look slimy and look dirty and greasy, and they're the nicest people around.
Right, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, and that really shows to me, and, like, that's why I say this movie does such a great job of showcasing the best and worst of people in Florida, because they really show how nice and how friendly Floridians can be, like real Floridians, real people. And it really does a great job showing that to me.
Yeah, well, what's a real Floridian? An alligator?
Yeah, essentially. You gotta be a little bit gator. But is there anything that you saw from this second viewing that stood out to you that really made you look up or down at this movie?
No, what shocked me was the was there any? I'm trying to remember because we watched it kind of late. Was there any nudity?
No.
There wasn't nudity? I think there was almost nudity.
There's almost nudity.
There's almost... Yep,
no nudity. This is a family movie.
Okay, because there was a woman that kept saying, what do you think of my chest?
Yeah. So, like, this woman who got plastic surgery, who got a breast augmentation, she is asking people for their opinions, and the husband keeps saying, Stop showing your flappers. They look great.
So I'm wondering if we had a different version, because I thought there was nudity in this. So I'm confused.
I don't know.
Maybe it was another...
Well, we just watched part of a movie that showed a pretty decent amount of nudity, just like yesterday. So maybe you're mixing it up.
No, I'm not. I remember that one. No. All right. No, never mind.
Well, with all that said, though, what do you think really made... this movie only made $24 million at the box office, and had a budget of $11 million, which that's not bad. It should have done better, in my opinion. I think it deserved more, and maybe it wasn't marketed well enough. Maybe it just wasn't good at the time. Do you think it could have done anything to be more successful?
No, I think it was I think it was a good film. I don't think $24 million is a bad amount of money for this film. It looked like a TV film. Mm-hmm. If you must know, I think it did well. If you must know, I think this did well. I'd give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I give it a 3 as well. I think, like, the main pain points are just that they focus so less on the vacation aspect of it, and they focus more on the plot, quote unquote, about this rich guy in their lives, and I just thought it was stupid. It was completely unnecessary to have this rich man be like a villain in this movie.
Yeah, that was not unnecessary.
Completely, and it just
that was unnecessary. Richard Crenna and all that, and the sailboat and all that was unnecessary.
Just watching John Candy and his family was really the best part of the movie, more than anything else. I think my favorite part, though, was when they got into that beach house, and then like the next a couple days go by, and they realized
they were in the wrong
house. That was so great.
That was great.
And at the very end, while they're leaving, the youngest daughter says, "Daddy, I wet the bed. I wet my bed." And he says, "No, sweetie, you wet their bed.
You wet their bed." That was so funny. That was something that John Candy probably came up with, because that was funny.
That's where it really shines. Yeah. It's the most realistic. It's very realistic, very funny.
It's okay, honey. You wet their bed. As he's carrying her out to the car.
Great. That's great. Cool. All right, let's move on. We're going to move on to Airheads, released August 5th, 1994. It was directed by Michael Lehman, who did Heathers, and was written by Rich Wilkes, who also co-wrote The Dirt.
Which is about Motley Crue.
Yes, it's their authorized biopic about the lives of the band. A 3-man rock band desperately wants to be heard and accidentally takes a radio station hostage. This film stars Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler, and also features Chris Farley, Judd Nelson, Ernie Hudson, and Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis had a cameo. He was not that big in it.
That's still a feature.
Okay. You saw him for 2 seconds. Yeah. I remember this film, and I think we rented it like around a holiday, like Thanksgiving or Christmas, to watch it when it came out that year, and we were laughing our what's off. So, and we loved it. We loved it. And you know what? And when we watched it the other night, we loved it too.
Yes. I had never heard of this movie before, again. And when I read it, I thought, this is either going to be a hot garbage or this is going to be one of the greatest films I've never seen before. And by golly, they did it. This is one of the best films I've seen from this whole year we've been doing this podcast. I absolutely love this movie. It's so funny. And I'm very critical on like Adam Sandler featured movies, because Sandler movies either are great or they're awful. It's one of the two.
He wasn't that much in it, but he was funny in it.
Yes.
But Brendan Fraser was really good, and Steve Buscemi was really good.
They're so great in this. The chemistry is all there, and it's really...
the writing is what's good in it.
See, that's what really makes it stick, is that everything makes sense. Everything works.
The radio DJ's good in it.
The radio DJ's great in this.
And you didn't mention his name.
No, I couldn't find it.
Montano. His name's in it. It's that Montano guy. He's a famous actor.
Let me look him up real quick.
Yeah, Montano, whatever his name is.
But I was really impressed with this movie.
Montano or something like that. He's Italian or Hispanic guy.
But I was really impressed with this movie. Like, incredibly impressed.
He was really good in it.
I did not expect this to be as good as it was.
And you didn't mention Michael Richards. He's in it.
A little bit, but...
No, he's in it.
Yeah, he's in it, yeah. Michael Richards and Joe Mantegna.
No, Montano. Joe Mantegna. Joe Mantegna.
Mantegna.
He's famous.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite films that we saw this year on this podcast. I absolutely love this movie.
It's a surprise. It's a silent...
It's a sleeper hit.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. But considering what it went through, it had a $15 million budget and only made $5 million.
Because they didn't market it right. And it was so funny. I remember watching this with my family, and we were loving it.
So how do they market this movie then?
They didn't market it.
Like, they just didn't show it at all.
Well, for metalheads like us, we knew about it, but I had just had you. So I couldn't go out to see it. We waited for it to come out on video.
Okay, that's your excuse. But, like, did they ever talk about it? Or, like, you just heard it from word of mouth?
No, I saw it about it coming out.
Okay.
And I wanted to go see it, because I loved Brendan Fraser at the time, because I thought he was a little hottie, okay? And I wanted to see it, and I knew it was going to be funny. But I wasn't a big fan of Chris Farley, so I thought it was going to be a bunch of Chris Farley going around with his big fat stomach. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to see Chris Farley with his big fat stomach. And if it was going to be about Chris Farley and his big fat stomach, I didn't want to see it.
It's probably the most controversial statement you'll ever make on this podcast.
Well, it's just the way it is. But I liked Adam Sandler, and I wasn't sure about Steve Buscemi, but I wanted to see how they were going to play these not and it was funny, and the girls that played the girl titles,
the girlfriend, and then they had the reception, not the receptionist, but there's another woman who was like one of the staff members there too.
But it was funny. It and I worked in radio, so it was very, very on point about some certain things.
And I really liked, and this sounds stupid to say for a movie called Airheads.
Ian, you don't have Ian down.
Who's Ian?
McKean. What's his name? The guy from Spinal Tap. You don't have him.
Oh yeah, he was in a cameo. Yes,
he was in a cameo. He's all through it.
Where was he then?
He was all through it. He was a major player in this whole scenario about the hostage situation. He was great.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Michael McKean?
Yeah, Michael McKean.
Okay.
That's it.
You said that earlier.
No.
You mentioned him earlier.
No, I didn't.
I thought you did.
No.
Okay. Well, he was okay in this.
No, he wasn't. He was great.
He was really okay.
He
was just blah. He was blah.
He was he was integral part of this.
He was integral, but he was just fine. Compared to, Judd Nelson, who did a great job playing this record executive.
Oh, he was just okay.
No, see, come on.
He was just okay. He was not an integral part.
This is where our opinions differ on this one. It's okay.
Judd Nelson was hardly in it.
Yeah, but I thought he was great in it, the little parts he was. It was really funny, and I think he really did a good job making fun of record executives. So, I don't know. I liked it. No, but this is going to sound stupid to say from a movie called Airheads, but what I really liked about the writing was the social commentary. And that not only was it funny, but it was raising major points.
Oh, yeah, they talked about Rodney King.
Mm-hmm. In the music industry.
And they brought all these people down to the station.
Right, but they're also pointing out how the music industry is very biased, and how even capital and the record executives and record labels were screwing over musicians. They made the real serious message.
Oh yes, they did at the time. Yes, they did.
And it's still, some of it resonates today.
Oh yes, it does.
And it was great. I really like how they did it. Put it together.
Yeah, it was great. And the way that they made their demands. So great.
What do they want? A helmet full of mayonnaise or something like that?
No, they did more than that. Then they wanted a naked picture of B. Arthur.
Yeah, they asked for a naked picture of B. Arthur. They said, "What are you talking about?" And then they end up getting it later.
They got it. Whoa. Go B.
One of the last things they asked for was just shirts from the radio station, and they just grabbed it from the station and put sleeves on, took off the sleeves.
They got free tickets. They gave out those free tickets.
Yes, they got a bunch of concert tickets and gave them out to the people in the crowds. But why did they take the radio station hostage? They took it because it was an accident, complete accident. They didn't want it.
They just wanted their song to be played on the radio.
Yes,
that's all they wanted.
And during a hot-headed moment,
but
Steve Buscemi's character, he takes out what looks like a submachine gun, and it's really just a water gun with hot sauce in it. But it looks like a real submachine gun, so people automatically started getting pissed. But he was angry.
But they were scared, not pissed. They were scared.
No, people started getting scared. Thank you, because he was angry about them not playing the song, and he knew it was hot sauce. They didn't know it was hot sauce. They all freaked out. And it's absolutely hilarious, because now they can't get out of this. Now they're stuck in this situation.
Michael Richards goes up into the vents.
Yes.
The air conditioning vents.
Such a bizarre character. And such a bizarre situation with him.
But we're messing it all up.
Yeah, we're all messing it all up.
We're messing
But you got to see this movie. I'm not going to talk about how it ends and everything. It's just fantastic. It really is. It's got great music. It really makes fun of the record industry and rock artists. This is one of the best movies of the 90s. One of the absolute best. I love this movie. 5 out of 5. What about you?
I'll give it a 5 because it had us in stitches. It really had us in stitches. And I thought Brendan Fraser looked so cute. And I kept saying to you, what happened to Brendan Fraser? What happened to Brendan Fraser?
And I kept saying mental health problems in the industry really screwing him over.
He looked so cute. I remember saying, he looked so cute. He looked so cute. What happened to him?
Well, he's okay now. He got his Oscar for Best Actor, so he's doing just fine.
He doesn't look the same.
Nobody looks the same.
No, but something happened to him.
You can't wear a mustache. Tom Selleck wears mustaches. That's what you sound like. All right, next up, we're going to talk about The Sixth Sense, released August 6th, 1999. We have a respected child psychologist investigating a case surrounding a boy with a haunted personality that claims to have a supernatural ability. Who hasn't heard of The Sixth Sense?
What? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is obviously directed by and written by M. Night Shyamalan. This was his big hit piece. This was his magnum opus, and I would say it's still his magnum opus. Unfortunately. But seriously, let's put it all in brass tacks. I think this is a good movie. At times it's great, but mostly it's just a good movie. Does it deserve the love and attention that it's gotten, do you think? Well, be honest.
I wasn't thrilled about this movie ever. I wasn't that thrilled.
Did you see it in theaters?
Yes. And I was never that thrilled about this movie.
How did the audience... tell me about some of the movie theater experience then. Did the audience...
It was extremely quiet.
During the summer...
And they would go, ooh, or, it'd be like that. But if they were very quiet, they wanted to hear every little thing.
Especially because you couldn't hear half of the people talking.
Stop. But it was very, very quiet.
All they do is whisper like this.
I remember it was very quiet. Everybody wanted to hear. And if I said anything to somebody while I was in the theater because I was really disappointed, shh. They wanted to hear every little thing because they thought it was such a deep movie.
Should have listened to your Sixth Sense. What? Okay, so I'm trying to word this right. After the movie ends, and people come out of the theaters, did you hear people talking about the twist? The big twist at the end and everything, and how
people were talking, and I was saying things like, I knew it from the very beginning. It was obvious. It was obvious. I mean, when they say things like, especially when he goes on the bed and all of a sudden it goes to black, and it's another scene and it says later, he died. To me, it was obvious.
But then he showed up on a bench. 9 months later.
But he's never around people, and he's never talking to people he knew, and he's always behind people, and he's never conversing, and he's never hugging, and he's never. You can tell he's dead. It's obvious to me, and I was still like, I was, laughing about it. It was obvious to me. I was like, this doesn't take a rocket scientist to see it.
The people at work talk about it a lot.
Yes. Don't say anything. Don't tell nobody if you haven't seen it. Tracey, stop.
So the first thing you knew when you came into the office that next day was, Bruce Willis is dead. He's dead the whole time. He died at the beginning of the movie.
No.
He sees dead people. That's the joke.
No, I didn't do that.
Also,
no, I didn't. No, but I wanted to. No.
Okay, taking a look at the movie as itself. I do criticize the movie the more I watch it, the more often I watch it, but I will find myself pretty impressed with some of the tense moments and the camera work. I love the camera work in this movie. I love the perspective shots. I love the dark hallways. It's very realistic. It's very brooding and suspenseful. He does a great job setting up some of these shots.
Yeah, that's true. And what really shocked me was that Donnie Wahlberg was the guy that was looked like a crackhead in the beginning that shot Bruce Willis and caused this whole dilemma.
Yeah. We were shocked.
I was like, no, that's not. No. And then you said, yes. I'm like, no,
very crappy wig. You can't even tell it looks like him.
I said, that's not even his face. That's not his face. And you said he lost 43 pounds.
He said he lost 43 pounds for that movie.
But he only had a 2-minute...
Doesn't matter. And you know what? Where did it leave him? It led him to Blue Bloods and all this other stuff that he's in. It was worth it.
I don't think that led him to Blue Bloods.
Well, you know, every...
I think it led him to cocaine.
Well, every film is a stepping stone, so he probably thought it was worth it. But I was seriously impressed with his acting, despite how minute the role was comparing to like screen time. He was incredible in it. He really sold you.
That was, I'm telling you, that was the scariest part of the whole entire movie to me.
Yes.
Was him with that gun and what he was going to do. Was he going to kill her? Him? How bad was it going to blast? He's going to, kill himself and see all the blood all over the bathroom? That was, to me, was the most intense part. Every time I see it, I think, oh my God, what's he going to do? I've seen it like 2 or 3 times and I can't stand it.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
And I keep thinking how skinny and cracked out he is.
Do you think the film deserved as much success as it did end up doing?
I can't say that because that's not fair. Because we talked to someone recently that said that was their favorite movie, and I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, that's someone's favorite movie. So it's a perception. Mm-hmm. So I can't.
I wouldn't say it's really a bad choice if you want to. Like that's when she told me, I was like, wow, really? Well, I mean, it's not a bad pick. Honestly, it's not.
I think I'm impressed by the little boy and the chemistry that Bruce Willis and that little boy had.
They really do have it. And Haley Joel Osment, I mean, he's just got it. He's got a spark.
And when we saw Forrest Gump, you're like, I forgot that he was in Forrest Gump.
Completely forgot he was Forrest Jr. Completely forgot he Forrest Jr.
Well, we'll call him Junior, but
his
he's
name
got my name too.
His name's Forrest. Forrest Gump Jr. Unless they want to call him the second. No. Yeah, Forrest Gump 2.
He didn't. But,
Can you imagine if they tried making like this really... It's like a Christmas Story 2, but instead it's Forrest Gump 2. Can you imagine they try making a movie like that? Oh my God.
But it was, he's a good little actor.
Mm-hmm. Toni Collette did a pretty good job in it too. She got nominated for an Oscar for it. She played Haley Joel Osment's mother in this.
Right.
I really like the moment at the end where they're bonding and she's telling her his secret. And she actually believes him after he tells the secret, which is really sweet. It's very heartfelt. It's very tragic, but it brings them together. And I like that's kind of how the movie ends in its own way. Like that's the end of their story because he achieved his goal. He wanted his mom to just understand him and to help him instead of just like not grasping what's going on with him. And it was beautiful. It was a great moment. So I mean, I think at times it doesn't. It's got some very good moments. But it's a very, like, in terms of where it is, like, where it stands up to other films today, I think it's a good stepping stone, but overall it's a good movie. I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
It was way ahead of its time.
It was.
But it reminds me of something that Rod Serling would make.
Yeah.
It was, to me, a Friday night special TV special that Rod Serling would have made.
The biggest sin is that it's really slow. It drags on too much and people whisper too much and quiet talk too much.
I just think it was like a Twilight Zone special on a Friday night. Mm-hmm. I could see it like that. That's what I saw the film as.
Absolutely.
But I think Rod Serling would have made it even more scary.
Oh, absolutely. What would you give it out of 5 stars?
3.
3.
But but I guessed it. I think it was because some of the filming, I think they should have had it a little more, there was too many blackouts during the editing. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden black and then new scene. Black, new scene. I didn't like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, finally we're going to move on to Freaky Friday. This is a remake from the original 1976 film. It's definitely its own thing, but they took inspiration from the original film and decided to make it their own. It was released on August 6th, 2003, directed by Mark Waters, who ended up directing Mean Girls, and it was written by Heather Hatch, who did the book for the Legally Blonde musical.
Is it Hatch?
Hatch, thank you.
I know, is it pronounced Hatch?
I mean, I think so.
Or Hawk?
It's Hawk. It's Hawk.
I
Tomato. And Leslie Nixon, who co-wrote Mrs. Doubtfire. A teenager struggling with high school drama and her overwhelmed therapist mother are thrown for a loop when they switch bodies on a crucial day in each of their lives.
Helped by an Asian grandmother.
Yes. And the premise is really smart because I like the inclusion of that, too, where they go to this Chinese restaurant. And then the grandma,
hears them arguing.
His grandmother hears them arguing and like gets way too into it, gets way too nosy into it. And says, "I'm going to give you fortune cookies that, through magic voodoo, switches your lives around."
Magic Asian voodoo.
It's really funny and it's really engaging too. And also, it's not just random. Like they try going back to the Chinese restaurant to figure out what's going on and what happened afterwards, and I really like that aspect of it too. It leads them to the journey as well. Anyway.
And then the new Freaky Friday, 22 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 22
22
years is coming out this Friday.
Which is why I recommended that we watch this movie, since it came out this week too, that we have a chance to, relive it and see if it lives up to it too. This movie stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan, Mark Harmon, Chad Michael Murray, and it did pretty well at the box office. It had a $26 million budget, and it did $160 million.
Almost 161 million.
Yep, it's quite something.
And Chad Michael Murray has hardly changed.
No, he's hardly aged.
He was the boyfriend, the wannabe boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. Both the women. But I remember this movie pretty well in my childhood. I remember it playing on Disney Channel a lot after it came out, and I watched it a few times on Disney Channel, in passing, in little different scenes and bits and pieces too. And I liked it. I did like it, but I just didn't like talking about how I liked it because, I was a 9-year-old kid. I didn't want to talk about, or was I 9? Yeah, I was 9. I didn't like talking about that with other boys and whatnot, like how I liked the Freaky Friday movie. But, that's how age goes and how things kind of move on from there on, too.
I remember this movie, and I remember Jamie Lee Curtis was fantastic.
It was huge. People talked about this movie. Trailers were everywhere for it. This was supposed to be a big thing, and it ended up becoming a big thing, too. It really showcased the talents of everybody involved. And I really like this movie. I liked it better than I thought I was going to.
At the time, switching places with people was a big deal. I don't know why they went through this switching places with people. Not just, this thing. But Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He switched places. There was another one that switched places. People switched places with people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a common thing. And it was a funny, common thing that people did in movies. And this one was one of the best.
This really is one of the best. The writing is very funny. Anybody can enjoy this movie. There's no certain demographic that it pushes away from. Anybody of any walk of life can find something they really like about this movie.
When Jamie Lee Curtis plays that, when she plays Lindsay Lohan as a teenager, it is incredible.
It is. And, some people have noted it as some of Jamie Lee Curtis's absolute best work in her career. And I could not agree more to that.
But she's done so much since then.
Mm-hmm.
And it really propelled her into other roles later on. And she's so funny. And her timing is so well done. I can't explain it. She's just so good in this.
The chemistry between her and Lindsay Lohan in this movie is so real. And it's so, neither of them are the villain. And that's what really makes this film special when it comes to these kind of situations, that nobody's wrong and nobody's right. This is two real people with real situations. It's the perfect example of walking somebody else's shoes that doesn't talk down to its audience. It doesn't try to teach them too much. It does exactly what it's supposed to.
And the little brother's good in it.
Oh, he's great.
The potential stepfather's good in it, and her Jamie Lee Curtis is about to get married.
There's no bad stereotypes. It all comes from a place of sincerity between everybody, and that's something that I miss. That I wish we had more films that were like that. That doesn't have there's no clear villain or anything. It's like life is the villain, essentially, and how are you going to get out of it? And how are you going to make the most of it?
There's some things that go a little crazy, but it's Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to make it a little splashy and flashy and over the top to just so that you enjoy the movie and get a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When she jumps off the stage and she's being carried by the audience, that's a little crazy.
I thought it was a little bit weird, just a little bit, when, Lindsay Lohan's character in Jamie Lee Curtis's body starts talking to and flirting with, not flirting with, but she's talking to the guy, Chad Michael Murray, the potential boyfriend, and they start getting along, and he starts falling in love with her, but he's falling in love with, the mom, but she doesn't realize it's not the mom's personality. She's getting really into her, and I just thought it was a little bit, they kind of were poking it a little bit too much with that aspect. I don't know.
It goes by that new concept of love is blind.
Yes, but when you show it on Disney Channel, and that's where my point comes from. When you show it on Disney Channel, maybe you should be careful about this. Maybe. Anyway. But this movie wasn't made for Disney Channel. It was just produced by Disney. And I think it really works. It really works well. It's really funny, really engaging. It's got great music. And, I had a great time watching it. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. I thought I was going to be cringing somewhat through this film. And I found myself, without any irony, just thoroughly enjoying my time.
Yep, I enjoyed it.
So what would you give it out of 5 stars?
I'd give it a 4.5.
I give it a 4. I would.
The only reason I said 4.5 because I thought Chad Michael Murray was cute.
Well, I certainly hope that Freakier Friday lives up to its expectations. I have no immediate plans to go see it in theaters, but I'm looking forward to seeing it come out on Disney Channel, Disney Plus rather, and then we'll have a chance to see it and see if it holds up. But yeah, I'm glad they're doing a sequel. I mean, it always leads to good opportunities. I'm glad they have at least the original cast returning too.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for listening. That was the last movie we saw this week. We had some great movies. I love movies. I love weeks when we have a lot of good movies to talk about. We had some really good ones too. We did try watching The Other Guys, which was a film on our list too. We watched the first hour, and the first hour was really funny. And then as the hour went on, it became less and less funny.
Yeah. And
we decided to stop watching it. It's just some of the jokes don't hold up. I'm going to tell you right now, the part with Samuel L. Jackson and Dwayne Johnson, everything with them is great. And the ending with them is still absolute cinematic perfection. Everything after that goes straight downhill.
Yeah, we just got a little bored.
It's a shame. Because, Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell are very funny together. They're great in Daddy's Home. Daddy's Home 1 was okay. Daddy's Home 2 was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, it just doesn't work. But we tried. But anyway, thanks again for listening. We look forward to next week already.
Yep.
Have a great night.
Good night.